Please welcome the Executive Vice President of Demand Studios, Stephen Kidd.
Quick background on the company. My name is Stephen Kidd. We were formed 3.5 years ago. Demand Media is a company of entrepreneurs, and we raised about $355 million in capital to go after what we see as the future of content, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. We're large and profitable. We have over 500 employees, offices all around the country and in London, and we've been profitable since day one. We have diverse capabilities. We are a publisher, like many of you, a large owned and operated network of sites. We also are the leading provider of social media tools. Many of you are customers of our Pluck division. And then also a large and growing internet content studio, which I'm going to talk about today. So here's the type of scale of content that we're creating today. We've done over 800,000 original articles, 175,000 original videos, and we're creating 3,500 pieces of original content each and every day. So we're here to talk about the future, but let's talk a little bit about the history. So when we started the company 3.5 years ago, we asked ourselves a really fundamental question, and that was, how can we scale high-quality content for dozens of sites that we expect to grow rapidly? And when you ask yourself those questions, you have to really answer some very serious challenges. And one is also, obviously on the cost and revenue side. Yesterday, obviously, there was a balance. Today, not so much. Many of you feel that today. It's also on the business process side. So we looked deep into the cost structure and how we could pair technology with traditional editorial processes to make sure that we got the most efficient content creation process possible. Then we also looked at how we could minimize risk. There's that old adage that says, 50% of my advertising is effective, I just don't know which half. Well, that may be the case for some of your content today, that 50% of it is effective, you just don't know which half. We actually set out to develop some content algorithms to actually know that every single piece of content was effective and earned revenue. And because we're stingy on marketing, we knew that every single piece of content needed to generate its own traffic, find its own audience. And that could be through Google, through Facebook, through our owned and operated properties. But we don't really spend any money on marketing, so as a result, it needed to earn its own keep. And then all of this really wasn't worth a hill of beans unless it was actually really good quality. The type of quality that many of your brands have been delivering for a century, and the type that audiences and advertisers really demand. So the future of content, we believe, is solving all of these issues simultaneously, and most importantly at scale, at Google-like scale. And so being entrepreneurs, here's kind of where we ended up. First, we started with profitability, and everyone knows that profits are elusive today. But what we've done is develop some algorithms where we ensure that every single piece of content, whether it's a video or an article, has an audience, an advertiser, and the ability to generate its own traffic. So the 3 A's: audience, advertiser, ability to get traffic. And the way that we do this is we generate titles using our content algorithm, and that takes into account millions and millions of pieces of data from owned and operated networks, as well as monetization and others. And that goes into this secret sauce, and out comes an optimized title for a potential article or a video. And so what's so great about an optimized title? Well, this is the result. On the red over here, you can see that these are revenue per article generated by suggested articles by our creators. The yellow actually shows our editors and what they did. So there's a nice 50% jump, and that's to be expected, right? I mean, editors have great gut and lots of experience, and you would expect that they would perform better. The blue actually shows when our professional editors get to choose from these algorithm-generated titles, and what you see is a 5x increase in revenue per article. And this, we think, is really powerful. So what is Demand Studios? It's a highly scalable content studio where qualified creators produce the content that we direct based on a return on investment. And the simple way to think about this is we have creators all around the country, and we tell them exactly what we'd like them to create. We have multiple different formats, each of which has a voice that finds its way onto our various sites. And they are reviewed by an individual editor every single piece of content before it goes live. And our current sweet spot today is evergreen topics, news you can use, sidebar content, things that you do every single day, but it's not the core of what you do. And so this is a great way for us to potentially partner. So who creates all that content? Over the last 3.5 years, we've assembled over 10,000 professionals and experts who work for some of the leading brands in the country. They've also won a bunch of awards. So folks, in fact, we have 3 filmmakers right now working for Demand Studios who have won Emmy Awards. And these people are located all around the country. So this is not just a New York, LA story. We create content for the head, the torso, and the tail. And in order to do that, you need talented creators in the head, the torso, and the tail of the country. We, as you can see on the right-hand side, have numerous different types of roles within Demand Studios. Writers, title editors, fact checkers, topic experts, transcriptionists, filmmakers, bio-reviewers. What we tried to do was take every single step that would happen in the traditional media process, in traditional publishing, and actually integrate that into our process by getting talented people who have been vetted and qualified and pairing them with technology to do things at scale. And the scale I'm kind of talking about is last month we had more writers working for us than for the Associated Press. And last month we had more copy editors working for us than are employed by the top 3 newspapers in the country. And actually you may know some of them quite well because many of them have been laid off or aren't getting as many freelance gigs from you, and now they're coming to work for us. So how do we herd all of these cats? I mentioned the technological platform and the tools that we're creating. These are some screenshots from our workflow process when people log into Demand Studios to create articles and videos. They have a work desk which they can use all day long. There's feedback on their performance, so our editors rate every single person and every single piece of content. And then there's a resource center to provide them training and guidance and support. And this efficiency, visibility, and performance insight on every single piece of content and every single creator. And there's a feedback loop to make sure that they get better every single time. So how does this work in practice? You can see here, high and to the right charts. These are our owned and operated network sites. eHow, Cracked, Livestrong. We're also the largest contributor of video in the world to YouTube. And the important thing here is nice, steady growth. This is not a one-trick pony. This is not lightning in a bottle. This is consistent and profitable. And one thing we just learned yesterday, we've moved up to number 15 on ComScore in the US. So our owned and operated network is the 15th largest in the US. So in closing, what we're doing here is combining the art of traditional media with the science of the internet. All of these steps on the left-hand side that many of you pioneered, we're actually following those. But instead, in these trying times, instead of pulling away and removing things from the process, we're trying to add to it with technology. And this attracted people like Lance Armstrong to join with us, and we launched Livestrong.com a year ago, the largest contributor of content to YouTube in the world. And now we're actually publishing content on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and some other newspapers because they've been making some cutbacks and they're looking for high-quality content that goes through an editorial process to fuel the growth of their properties. So again, art and science can result in scale, quality, and profitability, and it's been working for us for 3.5 years now. So why we're here? We believe that we've pioneered something pretty interesting, and we think that's the future of content. We actually think that we have a great opportunity to partner with you. We already do partner with you in many respects on the Pluck side of our business, and now we'd like to do that with content. And we'd like to start a dialogue this week and learning about the challenges that you face and how we might be able to build a really profitable business. On the right-hand side, you can see some ideas on how we think we can build some business together. But my time is up, so I want you to send me an email at steven@demandmedia.com and look forward to growing a really profitable business and building the future of content together. Thank you.